Oh, and I know what you all are thinking. Yes, I am wearing sweatpants underneath my skirt. I did go to the masjid like that. Don't judge, okay? Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to my channel and Ramadan Mubarak. Honestly, this was the first time it really felt like actual Ramadan. You know, last year I didn't go to the masjid because it's closed obviously, but this year they're slowly opening it up, and honestly just like being there with all the people, few people but still my favorite people, and the imam listening to his recitation and standing, oh, it is amazing, honestly. I could cry. I actually did cry because it was just so beautiful and I was just so happy. But you know, I'm not gonna cry again because then I'm an ugly crier, and I know you don't want to see that. I don't know about you, but a lot of people take Ramadan as an opportunity to lose weight, which is not what you really should be doing. And honestly, I don't think it's very successful because I feel like everyone ends up gaining more weight than what they started off. At least that's what happens to me. I feel like that a lot of people nowadays are very self-conscious about how they look, trying to adhere to society's toxic beauty standards, and especially girls, like, you know, they should be curvy, they should, you know, look a certain way with a certain hair color or eye color. They have to do this, they have to be like this, and even for guys, like, you know, they have to be tall, they have to be muscular, and all this stuff. And it's a lot of stress, you know, and you see all these little kids who are starting to wear more and more makeup because they feel like they aren't pretty enough, or they're afraid of what people are going to say. Like, they can't post a selfie without editing it a ton because they don't want to get like hate comments or anything like that, which is so sad because children should not be thinking about, you know, worrying about how they look. They should be worrying about being a kid, you know, like recess, looking forward to recess and hanging out with their friends and family. And like playing games and stuff, I don't know. But they shouldn't be doing this, you know. And it's really sad because I've been there, done that, totally. Because when I was younger, and when I say younger, I mean from elementary to middle school, I was overweight. And I wasn't fat, like huge or anything like that. I was just fatter than a lot of the girls in like my family friend group and even school, and to the point where I felt like that's kind of what defined me. And you know, I felt, and I'm like super sensitive in general, so it was even harder for me to like feel confident. And you know, it got to a point where I was desperate to lose weight. I was really sad and depressed a lot. I didn't want to let it show though, so I kind of like had it all bottled up inside me, which was not really a good thing, healthy at all. And I thought the only way to lose weight was basically just stop eating. You know, I didn't know any better. So that's what I did. And I ended up losing a lot of weight in a very short amount of time. And even to this day, my physician, she sees my BMI chart, and like that spike down, it like she every single time, like she has to like take a deep breath when she sees that because it was really bad. And especially to make it worse, I had braces, and so my teeth would hurt and I couldn't eat anyways, that much. So it kind of was a bunch of stuff, and it's really sad now thinking back at it because when I got into high school, my friend group, they encouraged me, because they would like at lunch they would bring in like cucumbers and other vegetables and drink a lot of water and do all these healthy, you know, habits and stuff, a healthy way of losing weight and getting fit. And that encouraged me by myself. I decided I wanted to do that too, and I ended up losing weight in the right way eventually a few years later. So regardless of whether or not I starved myself, I ended up losing weight because I mean, you mature and you start like making good decisions in your life, so it's bound to happen, right? Um, so I don't regret losing weight, but I do regret the way that I did it. No one should ever feel like they need to starve themselves because that's how food and eating disorders occur and why it's so common nowadays. And honestly, like the more that I think about it, it's not worth it putting yourself in so much pressure like that and stress and depression for no reason. Sorry, fast forward. I just stopped recording and I realized that I wanted to add something. When I said that it wasn't worth it to adhere to society's different definitions of attractiveness is also because society's definition is always changing. Like what people thought was attractive 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago, 10 years ago, even last year is not at all what people think today. And a year, 10 years from now, it's going to be totally different still because trends are always changing, fashion is changing, everything, it just keeps changing. So it really doesn't make any sense to keep changing yourself for others. If it's something that you want to do for your own happiness, that's another thing. But if you're constantly trying to, be wanting to fit in and be cool and stuff like that, you really need to rethink who you really want to please and who's actually worth it. Do you really care about people who you probably won't even, talk to in the future? Or do you care about people who actually care about you? And if they care about you, it doesn't matter how you look like, they will love you no matter what. And honestly, the only one you should really care about, their viewpoints of you is Allah. And He doesn't judge by the way people look because He made everyone. And the thing is that on social media and celebrities and stuff, it's not natural. Like, it's surgeries upon surgeries, filters, Photoshop, all these different things. Like, no one is that perfect because only Allah is perfect. And honestly, everyone should know that they are beautiful no matter what, and that the perfection lies within the imperfection. Of course, I'm not talking about instances where you're so overweight that it's, a harm to your health. Of course, in that case, like, you should do whatever it is you need to do in order to, get back on track. But I mean, if you're just a little bit chubbier than everyone else, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I think that chubby kids are way more adorable than, like, super skinny kids. I mean, all kids are adorable, but I'm just saying, like, super chubby kids, I just want to, like, pinch their cheeks. But anyways, yes, I'm that girl. I feel like this video is more a reminder to parents that they should see or be aware of how their children feel when they say something, because honestly, kids need that constant reinforcement, reassurance that they are beautiful and perfect just the way that they are, and they shouldn't let anyone else's comments affect the way that they see themselves. The closest human to perfection is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and yes, he was the most beautiful man, but people were attracted to him not just because of his beauty, but because of the beauty of his character. And that's what everyone really should focus on, bettering themselves within, and having that kind of beauty basically and purification, then come outwards, and portray that in your image, and the way that you talk with others, the way that you deal with others. So everyone who's watching this, you are amazing. Do not let anyone else's comments and hate bring you down at all. I don't care who it is. And just focus on yourself. Do what makes you happy for the right reasons, and remember that Allah doesn't judge by how you look. He only judges by your actions, your deeds, your character, and the way you treat others. So just keep that in mind. My little rant has finished. So Jazakallah khair for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Yes, okay. Because a girl needs to be comfy when she is praying, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay?